What's up, world? Welcome to The Positive Truth, uplifting and positive news for a more progressive society. Tim, what are we trying to bring?
Here at The Positive Truth, we are trying to bring awareness, empowerment, inspiration, optimism, and understanding to communities everywhere.
I'm JP.
Oh, it's all around the shirt.
That's Tim. How are you doing, sir?
We're doing well, sir. We're matching and stuff, looking real good right now in our Positive Truth t-shirts. Do sabes.
We should know how many left. We're getting more.
Facts. Facts.
This is The Positive Truth. We do uplifting and positive news every Wednesday and Friday. This is our audio-visual episodes. Shout out to all the people on Facebook and on YouTube watching us right now, where we're doing our favorite positive news stories of August 2019. We got 2 from me, 2 from Tim, and 2 from the people, the listeners that have been on our Facebook page. Hit that like button, hit that share button. We really appreciate that. Also hit that like button on that page where you can see more positive news stories that we don't even talk about on here. Me and Tim are going to go first, then we're going to do our audio meditation, and then we're going to talk about your favorite positive news story. So Tim, what was one of your favorite positive news stories?
Man, one of my favorite positive news stories was about a former Oklahoma City Thunder player by the name of Russell Westbrook. Yes, I said former. He actually... He teamed up with, I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, Brownstein Green Tech. Take that, world. He teamed up with them to start this program to help inner city kids, just with their future, better themselves, get educated, go off to college. And to me, it just touched my heart because, I coach in high school. I'm around kids all the time. So to see somebody that went through a similar situation that these kids are going through and to go back and help, I love it. I'm all for it because I'm all about people going back and helping out their community, man. But yeah, that was huge on Facebook too. A lot of people like that. A lot of Oklahoma City Thunder fans, of course, like that, and they were sharing it. So definitely had to talk about it here today. One of my favorite stories for the month of August, the hottest month of the year, by the way, in Oklahoma.
And the hottest month for positive news stories.
Bars.
One of my favorites isn't really a one story. It's a Youth Are Awesome collective story.
I like it.
We've done a lot of stories this month about kids giving back for their neighbors, hospitals, anything. So it was a 7th grade boy donated $50,000 from his county fair winnings to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. There was another kid that did that, donated $15,000 as well. He's like, no kid should have cancer. There was another one that donated $8,000 to help her neighbor's breast cancer treatments. And this kid's giving back.
Kids. Exactly. I like that, man. That's awesome. The fact that there was a lot of them in August, too, now that you're bringing it up, it's crazy to me.
I think we had 5.
Man. Shout out to the youth. Always shout out to the youth on The Positive Truth.
All the kids were between 8 and 13, too. Give me $15,000 at 8. I'm keeping it.
Dude, I would have been so stacked on Pokemon cards back then, man. Oh, it'd have been real. It'd have been so real.
And that's why the youth are awesome, because they're better than us.
Dude, sabes.
What do you got, Tim?
Oh, man. So another one of my stories. Ooh, I'll do this one. It's about an 8-year-old girl. We never talked about this on the podcast, so this is a completely new story that you guys get to hear. I just shared this on Facebook because obviously my Facebook page, again, it's nothing but positivity. And I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And once I shared it, it was like fire on our Facebook page. But this little girl's name is Xochitl Guadalupe Cruz. I butchered her name. I know I did, but I tried. She's an 8-year-old Mexican girl that invented a solar-powered device to heat water entirely out of recycled materials. Functions to provide hot water to low-income families in her community. It also saves trees. She is a hero. Remember her name, Xochitl Guadalupe Cruz. Had to look at it hard, man.
Speaking of that, do you remember the positive news story we did about the Irish team that invented a way to get microplastics out of water?
Yes.
Again, the youth are awesome.
It is. I didn't realize it tied together. Go ahead, JP.
8-year-old. I think the youth kid, he was 17. Could speak 3 languages.
Yeah, he was pretty smart. Yeah. He was definitely smart.
The youth are awesome.
Absolutely, man. They're out here saving the world. We ain't even paying attention, man.
Speaking of that, one of my favorite positive news stories of August. I did a story of a women's group in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And what they would do is every morning they would wake up and they would go pick up trash. They would go recycle it and then build it into classrooms. Do you remember this positive news story?
I kind of do. Was this at the beginning of the month? This is a while ago, man. We do so many positive news stories. It's wild that I don't remember this, but keep going, please.
So yeah, it was in Africa. It's a bunch of women. They all team up, and that's teachers. It's women of all sorts get up 6 o'clock in the morning, pick up trash in their communities. Then go recycle it, go like send it to a recycling center. Then they go get their kids up, do their jobs, come back at night, help sort it out, start recycling into bricks and building schools out of the recycled material.
Man, that's so dope. This is a group of women too. On top of that,
volunteer group for free. They just want to help out their community.
Man, that's dope. I've never heard anything like that. The fact that we talked about it on here and I don't remember it, I'm shook. I apologize, JP.
So yeah, I was just like, you always talk about heroes. Like, that's crazy to me. That's exactly what we're about.
You do that. The real life Justice League right now.
Real life Justice League. Hashtags somewhere up here, JoJo. Before we get to the people's, or our listeners' favorite positive news stories the past month, we like to do audio meditation, where me and Tim talk about one thing we're grateful for each. We encourage everyone listening to think of one thing you're grateful for as well. Guaranteed to make your day so much more positive. Tim, what are you grateful for the month of August?
So much. I'm grateful for water, air conditioning, ice, anything that's going to cool me off when I'm in this heat. It has been ridiculously hot. I thought my AC went out driving up here today, and I realized that it was just so hot. It was taking an extra long time for it to actually, get me cool. So yeah, man, I'm super grateful for technology that helped us get ice and air conditioning, fans.
For reference, it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit, about 35 degrees Celsius in superior units, and about 100% humidity today.
Man, 100% is so close. For real.
Yeah, I still like it so much better than the cold, though.
Man, I'm a little guy, but I love the cold. I can always, put clothes on and stuff. In the heat, I can't take my skin off, man. I'm struggling out here.
It's all good. Summer is better with positive truth.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for sleep. It's just absolutely awesome. I am completely with this idea that naps are great now.
Oh man, look at this. Who is this JP? Who is this guy?
So I'll say at the beginning of last year, I was like, I'm never going to go another day without getting 8 hours of sleep. That was my goal for 2019. Failed miserably the first 4 months.
Right.
And in May through August, it's 1 p.m., 1 a.m., I'm asleep or I'm in bed, and I'm always getting up at 9 a.m. each day.
Nice, got a routine.
And then I started adding a little nap routine, even though I'm school, if I get a break, out for 20 minutes,
That's
so
a
much
win.
better. Clarity up here. Shout out to sleep.
Man, shout out to sleep. I am jealous.
Let's get to the people's favorite positive news stories of August.
Yes, sir. Man, this one is pretty dope. The vending machine out in New York. We've talked about all these libraries that people have put together, and there's a vending machine that's giving out free books in New York City, and it's just freaking awesome.
5 of them.
There's 5 of them throughout the city. You're absolutely
Every
right.
borough.
Yeah, exactly. In every borough. That's ridiculous to me, period. We shared this on our Facebook page, and this spread like wildfire. Everybody was loving it. Everybody was liking it. Everybody was sharing it. Everybody was commenting on it. It was awesome. My mom even asked me about it. She's like, what are you talking about? Because she doesn't have a Facebook, She's like, what were you guys talking about, this vending machine that has books? I'm like, oh, yeah. So,
English and Spanish books.
Exactly. So I was talking to her about it, and she's like, I'm gonna call my sister. Maybe there's a vending machine near her. 'Cause she has all kind of family in New York City, so it's pretty cool. And all these different boroughs out there.
She just sent her this link. And more backstory. I actually found this story, and I was like, I'm a little biased to books. I don't know if I should talk about this. And I asked you about it, and you're like, you should definitely talk about this. And then you said, whenever I posted it, make sure to like and share it to show that this is a good, positive news story. And y'all did, so yeah.
Big facts, man. It's like me sharing dog stories, man.
Exactly.
I'm over here questioning them like crazy because I love dogs, but in all reality, people love them.
So yeah, absolutely awesome. Refilled every month. That's a great story. What's the other one that people love?
Man, the people loved Elton John. So Elton John recently just turned 72, celebrated his birthday this August, and he made an announcement that he is 29 years sober.
Since 1990?
Exactly. He said that what changed his life was by him admitting that he needed help. And he wanted to share with everybody that he's healthy and he's loving life, and he couldn't have done it without everybody. And the people loved it. I loved it. I'm a fan of Elton John, Love The Lion King. He was a big part of that soundtrack, so.
Can you feel the love tonight, Tim?
There we go. I was like, JP, you know this. Come on, Kimbo. For sure, though, man. Everybody loved that story, so we had to talk about it here on the Positive Truth. There's so many more stories on our Facebook page that we don't even get to talk about, like the fact that one story we didn't talk about on the podcast, the dog that was giving the leaf to the lady at the counter to get a snack every day because he saw somebody give money and he realized, oh, this is how you get cookies. So every day he would come by, give a leaf to get a cookie, and it was freaking amazing myself. But there's stories just like this, just like what I talked about then, all on our Facebook page at the Positive Truth Podcast. So if you want to see some positivity, you want to hear some positivity, obviously listen to us, watch us, and then check out our Facebook page for more stories.
Perfectly said.
Ooh, silence.
So, Tim, do you have a positive quote?
I do. Happiness is not something already made. It comes from our own actions. Quotes by Tim. Hashtag the Dalai Lama. Don't take that.
And we'll be back on Wednesday with 6 more positive news stories. Until then, we're out.
Stay positive.